6 o'clock, are we ready? All right, call the meeting to adjourn. Order. Order, sorry. I'd like to make a motion to forego the Pledge of Allegiance, since this is an abbreviated meeting.
I'll make a motion to forego the pledge.
Second,
No, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, so, the reason why we are here is that we had probably 2 years ago, had voted to tear down the buildings, the vacated buildings uptown. The one on the end, which was the storage unit, was the one that was the concern. It was a hazard, and when we looked into it, it was just as cheap to tear all of them down than it was to just tear that one down. So then Chad Fig got involved and had gotten us some money set aside, so we had voted to use that money to tear down the building. So now we have someone, B, who's wanting to purchase the buildings and purchase all 4 lots that are up there. So we would just need to vote on reversing course and looking at selling the lots versus tearing them down. I have spoken to Chad about it. Chad said it does not reflect negatively on the town or the council, as there's a reason why we're doing it and that there's a plan to put a business in, and not just deny money. So that is what the meeting is about. If you guys have any questions or anything, now is the time.
I had a few questions about it. So the thing about it is, you had said that Chad said that's not gonna reflect us. My question is, so we had to get possession of those buildings. So we had to get those possession of those buildings, so the town, we have full possession of all buildings now. And then we have to get appraisals for that. And then how do we go about that? Then we have to do it. Open bid to that, and we just can't go just with one person.
No. Yeah, we could if they were, if the property owner adjoining properties wanted to purchase, I just looked this up today. Wanted, like if Mr. Ream wanted to buy them, then we could do it that way, but that has to be a property owner. That's it, adjoining.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if the guy on the corner wanted to buy them, then we could so he would have property or anything. Oh,
So it wouldn't be just an individual that
No.
can come in and do a bid?
Well, yeah, you can bid, anyone can bid on it, but we wouldn't have to do the bid process if he purchased them. We could just do a sale too.
Just do a regular sale? Okay.
so you say we do appraisals. So my question is on that. When we do an appraisal, and say this appraisal comes back and they're gonna give us this price, that's just, I mean, we know what we've got in this, and we know what this is worth. And they say it's something. Do we have a say-so of what we're gonna say for this? We don't.
What do you, I guess,
What I'm saying is, say they come back and say, this is a town, this is a whole pretty much city block of this town. And we're gonna say that's worth $100,000. Well, to me, we own one of those. And we owned one of those. We got possession of those other ones for a little bit of nothing. And I look at it like this, how can we charge, I don't know, how can we charge someone, I don't know if I should, you see what I'm saying? How can we look at that and say,
So
I'm gonna charge you this much because of that? You know what I'm saying?
So that's what the appraisal's for, because we don't know the value.
Right.
We don't know what it's worth. So the appraisal, that's what they do. They come in, they're gonna do comps, they're gonna look and see what property values are, and then they'll give you an idea of this is what it's worth. Now, Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's regulatory statutes, things that we have to follow. So, I mean, if he comes back and says it's worth $70,000, not saying that's what's gonna happen, but if he does, then that's the value of, said property. Now, we have to get two appraisals. We're two different people to appraise it. So if they both come back and one says 60, one says 70, we meet them halfway and say, okay, maybe 65. I just, again, I'm spitballing here. I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming that's how it goes. Now, in any of the sales I've ever been part of with property, this is completely different. Because before, we would have an idea of what to ask for, right?
Right,
And then you take earnest money in,
right.
okay? So then that helps pay for the appraisal and that helps. And then if someone backs out, then we're not out anything, everything moves on, right?
Mhm.
We can't do any of that, right? So our exposure for the town is we have money that's wrapped up in getting the deeds and all the 2 years worth of work.
That's what I was thinking, yes.
And then we have however much it's gonna cost to get the appraisals. Depending on what those appraisals come back at, if it's $5,000 and it costs us $3,000 to do it, well, we're good, whatever. But we are truly at the mercy of whatever the appraisals come in at, and we don't know what those are, because, we just don't know.
We spent about $5,000 on the 3 properties between Dave and taxes and, well, it says we looked it up today, just in case you don't know.
So with just on, we're into about 5,000.
And that's low, that's not including Chad, because with his invoice, I don't know how to break down what he's used for.
Right.
That's just.
And he's done other projects and other things, so it wasn't just for that, so that would be tough to.
Yeah.
I'm good with 5,000.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm good with that, saying that's what we got.
Yeah, I thought, that's one thing I was wondering about. How do we break that down and see on that? So that's, you said the 3. So the one, which one do we own them?
We,
The K,
PK.
PK. So another question I have, sorry, I'm full of questions. Is when we get the appraisal back, okay, can the town, because, we have worked on this and say this is something that needed to be fixed for the town before when whomever would purchase that, can that be a priority that building be fixed?
Yes, and it should be, right? So there's
Because
gonna be what you call, we would ask D to submit a redevelopment plan of some sort to say whether we're doing, whether they're gonna do it in 3 phases, whether to do it in 4 phases, however, that's between her and the contractor. But, step 1 should be within 30 days, the building that has been the hazard should be down by then, right? Like, you should be able to put that in as a safeguard. And again, doing this backwards, because we are working on it backwards, if we was to do a purchase agreement, that's what you put in the purchase agreement.
Right.
And say, okay, here's purchase agreement. This is kind of the steps that we, want to see happen. Again, we're kind of working through it backwards, so I'm not sure without, talking to
right.
Dave, the attorney, to find out what that would be. But yes, we can put safeguards in to say this is what, because when we were talking about tearing it down, that's what we would have done to the demo crew, right? We would have said, this is what we'd like to see, tear it down, keep it clean, keep the job site, keep people out of it, blah, blah, blah.
Because we were at that step,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
I do plan on trying to do like, at least 3 of the buildings, all those 3, all in one phase. To me, I got a contractor to start working on it to make the roofs right, redo the roofs and stuff like that, and the floor joists and things. So that's my plan. Depends on their schedule as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Which 3? Just 3 on this.
From the side that way or that side this way?
it would be, PK office, the old, video store, and past this and that.
Oh, but the one that's falling down.
And then the other one's coming down. It'll be coming down. I'm already getting in the process of getting a estimate on that now.
So your plan is to save 3 of the 4?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, the one on the end is not saleable. So that, and so then the girls are, and the reason I'm doing this is because the girls are really ambitious, to try to start a business and they need a building and I'm just admire their entrepreneur and just try to help them out, get them going. So,
I guess with this, my only reservation is that we do get rid of the dangerous building very first and up front. That's gotta be said. We gotta make sure.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
that's-
first.
Yeah, and like I said, that can all be put. As we're going through, you can put that as a safeguard or whatever, saying within however many days everybody agrees to, this is what we would like to see.
At first, we have to put up to appraisal.
But yeah, but like I said, I mean, this is completely different than private seller or anything like that because it's almost like you have to work backwards.
So Robin, how long does it take, to get an appraisal? Or do we know somebody we normally go to?
No, I'll just have to start making phone calls and see who I can get here.
Typically with residential appraisals, I mean, depending on how busy the market is, you could be out anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. I think right now they're running about 2 weeks, but again, that's residential. I'm not sure about commercial. Commercial is gonna be a little different. Probably a lot more to it. And then, if we get the first appraisal and it comes back at, let's say, under 15,000, then we don't have to go to a second appraisal. So then that would speed things up a little bit, which would be nice. So again, it's all hinges upon, am I right in that, Robin?
Mhm.
So it all hinges upon really what that first appraisal comes back.
It's still, no matter what, has to go to bid, right?
So then when we get that, then we could do and start the bidding process at that time?
No, I have to put it in the newspaper. It has to be published twice in the newspaper, a week apart, and then we can do it.
So you're looking at.
Yeah.
Depending on how fast we can get the appraisal.
Probably a month. Yeah, and again, everything hinges on everybody else, right?
Right,
On anything
Okay.
that we got going.
So with that being said, I make a motion that we begin the process with appraisals.
So, okay, so the motion being made to reverse course on getting money from the county to go ahead with the, like you say, the appraisals to start the selling process of the properties uptown.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries. That was all we had.
Did you have anything?
Yes, I was gonna say, anything for you?
No, I just, yeah, once you guys get the appraisal, let me know and
Okay.
what the appraisal value is and start getting busy.
That's good.
So then the bids, then she'll have to start the bidding process. That's what it is.
Same deal, like selling the food stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Terrible, because if you know what I mean, you know what you want. Is that it? Huh.
Yeah, we're closing.
Oh, I'm making a motion to adjourn.